everybody, and welcome to Canvas 101. This is a Canvas training course for faculty, but some admins, librarians, and other college staff might find the course helpful as well. It is taught from a faculty's perspective, and you will also learn how to be an online student in Canvas while you're taking this course. My name is Alyssa Sells, and I am going to be your facilitator for this session. I'm the e-learning program administrator for the State Board for Community and Technical Colleges. I want to give you a quick course tour to get you off to a great start in the class. And right now we're on the course homepage, and I don't have the video in here right now because obviously I'm recording it, but if you're watching this video, you've already found it, so all is well. And just a little note before we get started, this particular session I have combined some new content with some of the older content from the course. I'm really working hard on updating the class and getting it in top-notch condition. I'm not the original designer of the class, and I've made lots of changes since I inherited it about a year ago, but I'm still working on some improvements. The other trainers and myself, there's a group of 5 of us, including me. We're working together to make sure everything in the class is current and reflective of up-to-date Canvas tools. So I have been working on the rebuild, and I've rebuilt the starting module, which is Module 00, Modules 1 and Module 2. And I really felt you'd have a much better experience in the course if I went ahead and shared those with you. So I have gone ahead and deleted the old course materials for that portion of this class and inserted the new ones. As you progress through the course, once you get to Module 3, you will notice a big shift in the way the class looks and feels. That's where the older content is, and it's content that I have not redesigned. So you'll see a change in the color scheme and some of the logos and the size of the font. But I was so excited to share the new content with you. I just couldn't wait, so I went ahead and stitched my class session this time together with the older and the newer versions. So I hope that's not confusing for anyone. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to message me. All right, so now that we've covered that, let's take a quick peek at some tools here. In the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you have a help bar. Here, where my mouse is pointing to, is my name. That's my profile, so you can go there and add your avatar picture. You can change your notification settings. You can also access those settings in your personal settings here. This is your inbox, the link to your inbox. This is where your Canvas conversations and messages are stored. If you need to log out, you can do that here. And this link here is a help link, and you can access all different sorts of help here. And those will be explained to you in the Getting Started module, so I'm not going to take the time to go through those right now. Okay, so I am currently in the instructor's view of the course, and in order to do a demo from the student perspective, I need to go ahead and switch over to what you would see as a student. So I'm going to click on Settings here. And up here in the right-hand corner, there's a button in your sidebar for Student View, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you'll notice that you're in Student View as soon as this changes from your name to the word Test Student. At any time you want to leave Student View, you can click this blue button at the bottom that says Leave Student View. If you take any quizzes or submit any homework assignments while you're in Student View and you want to reset the student and start over, you can do that here before you leave. And just a note about leaving Student View while we're here. You will need to leave Student View before you can access your own personal settings again and be a teacher in your course. All right, so back to the home page of the class, and let's go ahead and click on Announcements here. I will post announcements throughout the session, and I've got one posted here that I sent this morning, and if you click on that, it's a welcome to the class, and there's an explanation of the combined course content and some information about browsers and kind of what you're supposed to do to get started. I will go ahead and let you read that on your own. One of the next important areas that you need to explore would be the syllabus. And the syllabus for this course is built directly into the syllabus editor. And it has all the important information you need to know about this class. Our session runs November 4th through November 25th, so that's 3 weeks. And it should take you anywhere from 5, maybe up to 15 hours to complete the course. Your individual time contribution will depend greatly on how familiar you are with learning management systems and computers in general. Some of you will cruise through it in just a few hours, and others of you it will take a little bit longer. Here's some login information. Here's my contact information. If you click on my name, you can read a little bit more about me. I've included my office email address here, just in case you're having an emergency and need to message me outside of Canvas. That's here. I do prefer to be messaged from within Canvas so that you can get experience using the Canvas messaging system. My office phone number is here, so feel free to call me if you just need to talk to somebody and get a quick question answered, if you're just struggling and just really can't find what you need. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. All right, so here's our course description and some prerequisites and your outcomes. I'm not going to go through everything on the syllabus. I'm just going to hit some highlights. One of the highlights would be that the content in the course is organized in modules. And a module is similar to a folder, kind of how we organized things in Angel if you were previously an Angel user. So basically all a module does is it corrals the content. So all of the information that goes together with that unit will be in that single module. And we will take a peek at the modules here in just a second. Another thing to note is that our course materials are linked directly to Canvas's own training materials, and the reason for this is because they have new product releases on a 3-week production cycle. So every 3 weeks they're updating and revising. So in order to give you the most current and up-to-date student experience and access to the most current and up-to-date training materials, we've gone ahead and linked most of our course materials to their own materials that they maintain. All right. Okay, let's move on to browsers. This is probably the next most important thing you need to know. So the recommended browser for Canvas is Chrome. Firefox and Safari work pretty well also. I use Canvas with my iPad and Safari all the time and have not had any trouble with that. You will have the most trouble using Internet Explorer with Canvas, and I'll just give you an example of one problem you could have using that. Internet Explorer does not have a built-in spell checker, and Canvas does not have a built-in spell checker. Both, or the other browsers do, so Chrome and Firefox, and I'm not sure about Safari, but they have built-in spell checkers. So when you're using Canvas with Chrome and Firefox, you have a spell checker in Canvas because they work together. But if you're working in Internet Explorer, because Internet Explorer doesn't have that built in, then Canvas also won't have that built in. Often you'll also find pages don't display in Internet Explorer, and things sometimes look a little different. So please, if at all possible, please avoid Internet Explorer if you can. All right, so that said, one thing I need to tell you guys about for browsers is that there have been some recent changes within all of the major browsers, and this causes some pages not to display or load correctly in our course, and that is actually not a Canvas issue. It is a browser security problem. And well, it's not really a problem, it's just a setting or something they've built in to protect you from loading content on pages that's not safe for you. So you can click on this link here and read more about browser information in Canvas. But real quick, let me just give you a quick demo because showing you will just be so much easier. All right, so I'm in Chrome right now, and I'm going to click over to this other tab that I already have open. This is an example from a page in my last session that does not open because it's having a browser security issue. So in Chrome, what you want to do is come up to the URL address bar. That's this bar right here. And in Chrome, there's this little shield icon. It's light gray, and it'll be on the right. In Chrome, you want to go ahead and click that, and then you'll say load unsafe script, and that page will then load for you. Let me show you what it looks like in Firefox, because I know a lot of people work in Firefox. Let's find it here. Let's see. Okay. And here's that same page in Firefox. And in Firefox, you'll notice that the little gray shield icon is still in the address bar, but instead of being on the right, it is now in the left. So depending on which browser you're in, depends on where you need to go to click on that. And if I click on that here, I have to go to this drop-down menu that asks me, do I want to keep blocking or disable? And I would say disable protection on this page, and then the page would load. So that's just something really important you need to know. It's a recent change, and it has been causing lots of problems because of the way our classes are linked to the Canvas materials. All right, so let's go back to our syllabus. And you do also, for technical requirements for this course to run smoothly on your computer, you'll need to have Adobe Flash Player installed, and you'll need to have Java installed, and it's best to have the most updated versions of those. All right, so let's go through communications real quick. I already mentioned that I prefer to be messaged through Canvas, and one of the big things to remember is that if you just have a quick general course question that you think would benefit everybody, go ahead and post that to our Ask a Question discussion board for either myself or another student to answer. I will go through these, and I try to answer questions that are asked and return messages within 24 hours. But if you see a question that you know the answer to, feel free, please, oh please, to go ahead and help your classmate out and go ahead and post a reply to that. Because there's more of you, and you may get to answering that question quicker than I do. I do try to answer everything within 24 hours, Monday through Friday, but sometimes I can't. So just know that I will always get back to you at my soonest possible convenience that I can. And I often check for messages over the weekend, but not always. If you submit something really late on a Friday evening or over the weekend, like a Saturday or a Sunday, it might be Monday afternoon before I get back to you on that. So like I said, I often check for questions on the weekends, but I don't always, so please be patient, and feel free to answer a question for a classmate if you see something that you know the answer to. Any questions and comments that you submit with assignments, I will just go ahead and answer those or reply to those whenever I'm grading that. So a note on grading, I do try to get everything graded within a week that you've submitted it. A lot of times it's faster, but please do be patient and give me at least a week, because there's often 30 plus students in the class, and you're all submitting multiple things, and it just sometimes takes me a little bit of time to get everything graded. If I am running behind on grading, I'll send you all a message or post an announcement that says that's what's up. All right, some help and support information. Again, general quick questions about the class, please, oh please ask me. Go ahead and post those to our Ask a Question discussion. And you can also click on your inbox link that I showed you earlier. That was at the top of your page here. Test Student doesn't have an inbox, but you'll have that inbox link right up here. So you can go ahead and click that if you want to send a message to me or to somebody else in the class. Okay, let's get back where we were. The help link is up in that same help corner. where I was just showing where the inbox is. And also feel free to drop by your campus e-learning office if you just need some quick face-to-face help. I know that they would be happy to assist you. They'll all be thrilled that you're learning Canvas. So feel free to make an appointment or drop in to their office for some additional assistance if you need some. All right, let's see, a practice course. Okay, so in this class, you have 2 courses that you've been issued. So you have this training class that I'm doing the demo of right now, and then you also have a practice course. And your practice course is where you are going to complete the hands-on portion of the work that goes with your assignments. You'll take screenshots of those, and then you'll return here to our training class and submit your assignments here. Let me show you how to find your practice course real quick. I'm actually going to click over to Firefox right now because when I'm in Test Student View, I don't have access to my practice course. So let me just go ahead and go over here. Oh, that's my Tegrity window, and I don't want that. Let's see, here we go. All right, so this is our same classroom here, but I'm in the teacher view here. I'm actually logged in 2 different browsers. So you can, if you want to have, if you have 2 screens and want to have 2 different browsers open and work back and forth, you can do that. To find your practice course, you're going to go up here to your courses drop-down menu, and you should see the link for our class. This is the link to the session I taught a couple weeks ago, and then here's my practice course. I'm going to go ahead and click this for you so that you know kind of what to expect. Your practice course is basically just a blank classroom, and there shouldn't be any content in your classroom when you get it. And this is where you're going to complete your work. This is your sandbox or your playground. You can mess stuff up in here, and nobody will care. All right, I'm going to use my back button to navigate 1 second here because I want to go back where I was. This is our Canvas training course, and then I forgot to show you a trick that you will probably really find useful. When you hover over your courses menu and then hover over the link that you want to open for a class, and this applies to any link on our Canvas pages or anything that you can open in Canvas. If you hover over this and right-click it, you'll get this little menu that says Open Link in a new tab, and I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And what it does is it opens a brand new tab for me, and then I'm able to quickly go back and forth. So I can, look at something or read some directions and then go back to my practice course and do what I need to do. So you might find that helpful, having multiple tabs open to complete your work. I also find it helpful, like I mentioned, to have, because I have 2 screens, to have my class open in 2 different browsers so that I can quickly go back and forth between things. All right, I'm going to go back to the Chrome version where I'm a student. Okay, so back to our syllabus. Assessments in this class, we have just some skill building assignments that you're going to do. We have a few discussions, and you'll also be taking some quizzes. There's a grades tool. I'll highlight that in just a second, and that's where you can find your grades for the class. This is a 3-week pass-fail course, and you need to attempt all of the assignments and pass all of the quizzes in order to be eligible to receive a passing grade. And you need to submit all of your assignments and earn a minimum of 169 points. And if you do that, you will receive a certificate of completion. All right, time management. 5, 10, 15 hours over the 3 weeks. That's not 5, 10, or 15 hours per week. That's over the 3 weeks. Again, your contribution varies depending on your own computer savvy. The modules are set sequentially to open as you complete them, so they do have prereqs set on them and completion requirements, so you will not be able to access like module 7 until you've done modules 00 through 06. So just know that. No set due dates. I know how it is to be busy. I enjoy having the flexibility when I take classes, so I just chose not to set due dates on anything. But please do not submit everything on the very last day of class. A good time management rule of thumb for you would be that by the midpoint of the class, which is around the 14th or 15th of November, you should be just about finished with Module 4 and or starting on Module 5. 5 at that time. So let's see, anything else in there you need to know? I do, even though we're kind of going over this together, I would encourage you to come in and read all of this information for yourself, because again, I'm just hitting the highlights. This training course is offered to you at no charge, and if you feel like you're unable to complete this course at this time, please contact Monique as soon as you can to unenroll, because there might be other people that are waiting to register into the course. And there is a $350 completion course fee that might be assessed to you or your college if you are unable to complete this course in a timely manner. We do consider withdrawing mid-session the same as not completing. So if you have any emergencies or just feel like you're not going to be able to complete the class, please let me know ASAP, or contact your campus e-learning department and have them contact me, and we'll get you unenrolled from the class. Okay, if you want to print this syllabus, you can just highlight whatever you want to print, and then you just click on the file manager and you can select print, and that will let you print this page. All right, let's see, what else do we need to know? Okay, at the very bottom of every Canvas syllabus page is a Canvas syllabus table that keeps track of your assignments for you. You will notice that I have a very strict naming convention on all of the assignments, and the reason for that is because I removed the due dates. If you have due dates, everything displays in due date order, but if you don't have due dates, it displays in alphanumeric order. So to be very careful with the naming so that everything would display in the correct order for you as you are going throughout the class. These are some calendar dates to note. Class starts on the 4th. Halfway point is the 14th, and our very last day of class is the 25th. You'll want to have everything that you want considered for grading submitted at 9 p.m. on the 25th, please. And then for 2 weeks after our course ends, I'll be answering questions for anything still posted to the Ask a Question discussion board. All right, so that's the syllabus. Let's go ahead and hit the modules tool here real quick. And this very first module is a module in and of itself, and it's very, very small. The reason why I put this here is because asking questions and getting answers is really important, and I want you to have quick, easy access to that, so I don't want it to be buried anywhere. That's why it is here. If you go ahead and click on that Ask a Question link, it will take you to the Ask a Question area, and you can go ahead and post a question here, and you do so by coming here and just clicking into the reply box, and it will open the editor for you. You click your mouse in there, and then you can start typing. When you're done, go ahead and click Post Reply, and that will add it to our discussion. All right, I am going to go ahead and use the back button to go back to where we were. There's lots of different ways to navigate in Canvas. The back button and the forward button here are just one way to do it. You can use your navigation tools here as well. And I'll point out some other navigation as we go through. These are your breadcrumbs. It will leave a trail of where you've been in the course. You can use that for navigation. And you're going to start here in the Start module. And please start this page. And this will give you some important information for the content and an explanation of some of the first several things you're supposed to do. Please note that the content in this module is set for you to have to go through sequentially. So you will have to start at the top of this module, and you'll have to click on every single link in order, and hopefully you're reading as you go, in order to access the assignments and things that are at the bottom of the page. So if you're trying to click on an assignment and it's saying that you can't get to it, it's because you haven't gone through and looked at and read every page that is in this module. The reason why I have it sequenced is because this information is really, really important, and it's all stuff that you need to be aware of before you get off on going through all of the course materials. All right, I'm going to backtrack again here. You can read some more about me here. You can read some information about communicating with me. This is just an excerpt from the syllabus here, and then it will start getting into things that are really important for you to know how to do here. In this view, you can use the shrink and expand if you want to close things up, so I can have all of the modules displayed but just see the headers. You'll see here that each one tells you whether it's open or locked. This one is still locked to the test student because they have not gone through sequentially every page in the Getting Started module or completed their assignments. So Module 1 will not open until everything in Module 00 is completed. So all of these have completion requirements on them, so you'll need to go through and complete all of the work before the next module will open for you. If you want to quickly find a discussion, you can click here on discussions, and it will have the discussions here. These are also in the individual modules. I'm going to go back to modules and show you where that's at. So let's go ahead and expand this, and we'll go down to the bottom here. And actually I can't show it to you right now because I'm in student view and I haven't gone through sequentially everything. So let's switch over real quick to where I am an instructor. I don't know why it keeps going to the wrong page. I guess it's me because I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Okay, so in discussions, we have all of our discussions, and then in the modules, we have links to all those discussions. So if you come, actually I'm going to shrink this down so we don't have to scroll so much. Oops. My fingers are clicking too fast. Okay, so in Module 1, there is an Introduce Yourself discussion, and you can access that link either here in Module 1, or you can access it within the Discussions tab. So you could come here, or you could click on it from within the module itself. All right, going back to our module view, let me show you a few other quick things. Actually, I think I'll go to student view. All right. Also in our module, we have some keywords practice. And this page probably won't display for you until you click the shield icon. I've already been to this page several times and disabled that, so it went ahead and displayed for me. This is Quizlet. It's an LTI, or it's an app for Canvas, and it's just basically an integrated tool. And in the first several modules, this is something new that I've added to the new content of the course. There are flashcards for you. This advances the card by clicking on this arrow here. If you want to view what the definition is, you click on the card itself and it will show you the definition. So 2 clicks, 1 to advance and 1 to view the definitions. You will not find these past Module 3. I've only got them in Module 00, Module 1, and Module 2 where the new content is. All right. For assignments, you can access those within the module itself, or you can come here and take a sneak peek at everything that's in the course. You can do the same for quizzes. So these 3 here at the top are the newer version of the quizzes. These are the older versions. And again, please know that we are working as quickly as we can to update all those things. Grades are here. So you can come here to find grades. If the test student had submitted anything, you can come here and see the test student score, and it will say how much you scored. And there's also an icon here after a submission has been made. If there's a comment from the instructor, you can read those here. Comments are also messaged to you to your Canvas inbox as well. All right. The rest of these items, these bottom ones, are additional communication tools, and we're not going to be talking about chat or collaborate or integrity or collaborations or conferences in this particular course. There is some information in one of the modules that just kind of says, you know, these are some additional communication tools and here are some links to read more about them if you choose to. Files, this is where all the course files are. As a teacher, you should know that anything you upload is automatically by default open to students. So if you have anything you do not want students to have access to, you either need to remove the Files tool from the navigation bar, and it's also prudent to go to your file manager and actually lock that folder or lock down that file. Pages, if you're looking for a specific page in the course, you can come here. If you know what the page is titled, they're listed alphabetically here, and you can come and click it and it will take you right there. That's another way to navigate. And then let me show you one last way to navigate, just so you are aware of everything. I'm just going to click on a random page here. And at the bottom of each page in Canvas, if there's a preceding page and a following page, you'll have previous and next buttons that you can click on. Using the back arrow also works. And clicking this link here, See Full Course Sequence, will take you back to the modules view of the course. So if you get all the way down to the bottom of the module and you don't want to scroll back up here, to click on the modules tool, you can click that See Full Course Sequence to get back up here. All right, I think I have covered most of the important stuff that you need to know. I'm sure I'll think of something that I forgot to tell you as soon as I click stop on my recording, but hopefully this should give you a snapshot of how the course is laid out and hopefully answer some getting started questions that you might have. All right, well, thanks for listening and good luck in the class, and please let me know if you have questions or need help with anything.